Hey, welcome back, folks. Happy 2026. Here we are. Here we go. You boys ready?
Ready?
Yes, I am. Certainly am.
U.S. Home Talk. Here we are. We are ready. First show of the year 2026. Guys, I'm very excited about this year. I'm very excited about the real estate market in 2026. I think there's going to be a lot of really big things, a lot of positive stuff coming. I'm excited. I mean, we often talk about spring market in Minnesota and South Dakota starts that first weekend in February, but I think it's already started. I mean, holy smokes, I've been busy since New Year's Eve, trying to get the first deal of the year done, which we got done on the first of the year. I got it all signed up, so I'm excited. How you guys feeling about it?
I'm feeling good. January 2nd was busy for me. I mean, that was a Friday, and I was here from 7:30 in the morning, and I couldn't even leave till about 6:30 at night. So, I feel the same thing. You know, it's kicking off early, and it's busy, so I like it.
January 2nd was busy. It felt like a Monday after a vacation.
Yes.
And it
did.
was, and then Saturday was weird because it didn't feel like Saturday because Friday felt like Monday, and we're like, oh, we got the weekend. Oh, sweet, we got kids sports stuff going on. And then this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, super busy. I'm really excited about 26, and there, I think we're going to see some things. I think we're going to see some new things this year, things that we haven't seen before. But
like unicorns?
I don't know about the unicorns.
You haven't seen one of those?
Yeah, right.
Purple elephants? Like, what are we talking here?
I mean, some cool stuff. Some cool
stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have 2026 is going to be better than 2025. I think, starting in 2025, people were still pretty bummed out about how 03 and 04, 23 and 24 went, right? And so I think 25 was stable. It was healthy. I think we're going to see something similar in 26 with hopefully some better rates on top of it. So,
yep.
Yeah, I wouldn't hold my breath there, Marcus. We'll probably talk about that in a little bit, but I don't know if I'd be holding my breath on the better rates thing. We'll cover that here coming up, though.
I'm predicting 5.5. 5.5. I'm predicting 5.5. What is it? January 7th.
The 5.5 has been
on a conventional.
How many points?
No points.
No points. 5.5. That's what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, now we're talking. I mean,
we're going to hit at some point this year, and I think it's going to be sooner rather than later. We're going to hit 5.5 on a conventional 30-year fixed, and when we do, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful.
It's going to be busy.
Yes.
Here's why I think 2026 is going to be good, and this is strictly from just an interest rate and mortgage guy's perspective. I'm looking at the chart for 2025. So, you know how like March is like in like a lion, out like a lamb, right? Isn't that the old saying for March? Because the weather is like pretty crazy early in March, but then at the end of March, right, it calms down and things are fine, right? 2025 was like that for interest rates. If I go back to January 15th of 2025, we had rates at 7.5 still.
Ooh.
Right? 7.5, 7.625. So, and rates stayed up there for a while. Then they creeped down. Once we get into April, they crept down. They got down to like 6.75, and then tariff talks came out that 1 week, and boom, our rates are at 7.25 within 1 week again. Yeah. Right? So we had that rocky road with interest rates coming into 2025 and for the first half of 2025. Now, if you look at the back half of 25, right, our rates steadily crept downwards. And by September, we got to 6.125 to 6.25, and we've been riding that 6.125, 6.25 now since September, right? Yep. So we had that out like a lamb type of deal where it's like, okay, rates have settled in. We got some consistency. They're in the low sixes. Things are a little bit more affordable, right? And we're riding that low 6 range now into 2026. And I think we're going to see that stability and that calm rate environment in 2026 where we might not get to 5.5. I don't know if we do get to 5.5 with no points. If we do, great. If we don't, I'm fine with that too. If we
Yep.
can ride around that 6% mark, right, and just kind of keep it consistent and nice there,
Yep.
that's going to really spark a lot of activity for buyers.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, Mike. I don't think the rates going down to 5.5 are going to make or break whether or not it's going to be a great year in real estate. I think it's going to be a great year. Unless, something catastrophic happened, the rates went back up to 8, which I don't believe is going to happen. I think for the most part, they're going to hang right around there where they're at, right around 6-ish. And so I'm excited for the year. Today's topic, folks, we're going to be talking about new real estate investors, tips for new real estate investors. We talk, a few different times during the year about investing in real estate, maybe on that more experienced investor topic. But today we're talking about new real estate investors. And there's so many strategies, right? We talk about them all the time. We've got, our daughter Tanian, we helped her buy her first investment property her freshman year in college. And that was a phenomenal investment for her. Once she moved out and she kept it as a rental, cash flowing a really good number. And we also have new home buyers that come to us and say, hey, I'm looking at buying my first home, but I'd also like to know, what do you think what will it rent for today? And then you can predict, based on historical data, what it's going to rent for in 2 years, and because they're going to keep it. So they're going to buy it now, they're going to live there for a couple of years, they're going to keep it, they're going to do it again, they're going to do it again. And so, if you have youth on your side, meaning if you're in your 20s, you can make a very, very wonderful portfolio of real estate and build some future wealth. And so, but you got to start somewhere, right? And so new real estate investors is what we're going to be talking about. Folks, we do want you to check out our website, ushometalk.com. We've got all of our fantastic partners on there. You can connect directly with Marcus, Mike, myself. In fact, I didn't even do the intro. I didn't even give you our names. Jeez, I'm so excited about it. I don't even know what's going on.
So excited.
Woo, here we go.
I'm so excited.
All right, so Jason Walgrave here, Marcus Walgrave, Mortgage Mike Overson over at Luminate Bank. We got Evan Little, who is our great producer and insurance guru in the background, makes everything happen every week. Check out our website, ushometalk.com. Again, connect with any of us, all of our fantastic show partners, all things real estate, great reports, information, buying, selling, investing in real estate. You can do home searches. You can learn about financing, refinancing, commercial real estate. Past shows are on there. Go to ushometalk.com. All right, tips for new real estate investors. Number one, real estate investing is a business, and you should treat it like one. Creating a business plan, creating 1, 3, 5, 10-year goals. Each piece of real estate can have a different. It should have its own business plan. Each piece of real estate that you're buying. Some are short-term deals where maybe you're going in and you're buying something and renovating it and turning around and selling it right away. We've got the BRRRR method, which I think many have heard of. Once you buy, renovate, rent, and refinance, that gives you the ability to get the majority of your cash back when you're renovating a property. If there's an equity position that can be yielded out of doing that, and then refinancing, getting the cash back, and doing it again. So, and look at the long term. Is this a 5-year deal, or is it a 10-year plan? Is it a 20-year plan? But real estate investing is a business, and you should treat it like one. Number 2 on our list, really important, guys. Check your credit score. Got to check your credit score. Most of the investors that I've worked with over the years, Marcus and Mike, I think you guys will agree, most of those investors are leveraging bank financing. When you do that, you're able to, your ROI is typically much higher because you're leveraging bank financing. You don't have to put $500,000 down to buy a $500,000 property. You can finance that. Of course, you got to keep that in mind when you're running your numbers. How does that affect cash flow? What are your goals? Or do you have cash flow goals? You have, build long-term wealth through real estate goals. But you got to check your credit. Mike, can you get a loan with no credit?
It's tough. It's very tough with no credit, to be honest with you. you are better off having marginal credit and getting a loan versus no credit and getting a loan. And it's tough for a lot of people to be like, well, it's like, well, I'm not much of a risk because I don't have other debt out there. I don't have car loans. I don't have credit cards. So I'm not much of a risk out there. But it's not looked at that way. It's looked at you're a greater risk because you have not proven yourself that you can borrow money and pay it back on time. And so that's how the banks look at that. So if you don't have any accounts, any trade lines showing up on your credit report, and you literally have no score because there's no history, there's no credit history, payment history there, it's definitely tougher. It's definitely tougher to get a loan.
It's tougher and sometimes impossible in a lot of cases. And Mike, you and I experienced this with my daughter, and she didn't have a credit score. Just graduated high school, she's in college. There's no credit score, and so it was important for us that she was able to, purchase this home and qualify for the loan with, me as a co-signer for the income piece of it. But she went from, so then the question comes up, well, how long does it take to get a credit score? And in her example, it's like 75 days, maybe 60 to 75 days, went from no credit score to a 720 credit score. She went out, she got 3 credit cards, which is super easy when you're in college because they got kiosks everywhere, right? Sign them up, get a free t-shirt.
Get a free t-shirt.
Get a free t-shirt.
Get a free t-shirt. Love it.
So
20% rate and a free t-shirt.
Yes.
Small story about that, and I literally have the card to prove it. So my very first credit card I got when I was 18 years old. I was still in high school. I went to a Timberwolves game, sign up for a credit card, get a Timberwolves t-shirt. I still have that card today.
Wow.
I still have that card today, and that was 18, and I'm 47 now. So I almost got what, 30 years of history on that card.
Yeah. Yes.
Right. So
Is it still open?
still open.
Yeah.
I got a huge credit limit on it because every year they're like, it's like you get good payment history and stuff. Then you kind of
Mike, you're doing so well. Let's bump it up 10%.
Yeah, so I got like a $30,000 limit on this credit card now, and literally had it since high school. My high school.
I love it.
So I got a similar story, Mike. I've got my oldest credit card is 97, and so my first year in college, and American Express, which was I feel like those are harder to get now for college kids. The American Express, I think Visa and MasterCard are easy, but same thing. It says right on there, member since 97. I mean we're almost 30 years coming up, and
Yeah.
so and it's been open the whole time, and so it's like I got a lot of history on that, so which is great.
Yeah, that's awesome. Anyway, get started on that.
Yeah, get going, get those credit cards.
But 60 to 75 days is what you think it takes to about the minimum.
That's I would say minimum. I would say minimum. Plan on plan on 6 months really. I mean, we want to talk to people right away and early in the game. I think that was unusual. I think if you're going to go from no credit to 700 credit, it's going to probably take you 4 to 6 months. Mike, what do you think?
I tell everyone 6 months. You open a card if you have literally nothing showing up on your credit report at all, no previous accounts, there's just zero there. You open up a credit card today, you'll have a score generated in 6 months.
6 months. Good advice.
And there's tips to that too. I mean, I think one thing that a lot of people think, all I got to do is open it up. I'm going to open it up and I'm not going to spend a penny on it.
Got to use it.
It's like, no, you got to buy some things and you got to leave a little balance. If it's a $300 limit and you spent, bought $100 worth of goods, you kind of have to leave $10, $20 on it to let that get processed through the statement. So, there are some tricks to it to really capitalize on that 6 month window.
Yep.
Well, that's a great point, Marcus. You got to be careful because you got a $300 limit and you're like, let's go buy some stuff. And you spend $300, then that bad boy reports to the credit bureau and it reports as you've maxed out your credit card. That's not going to help your credit score.
You'll get one, but it won't be a high one.
Get a credit card. Go buy some Hubba Bubba bubble gum.
Yep.
And some cherry nibs, right? And then let that maybe some Gobstoppers, right? And then let that cycle through, right? So a billing statement comes out, says you owe $11.87 on it, and then pay that thing off right there, $11.87. Knock it back down to zero. Wait a couple months, maybe throw a tank of gas on it, a few months down the road, pay it back down when the statement comes out. Yeah. Just kind of use it minimally like that. It's all you need to do. You'll have a great credit score.
Guys, we're talking about tips for new real estate investors, number 3. And Mike, I think you will appreciate this one the most. Number 3, find a good bank or mortgage broker. Again, so important. I mean, there's all these different kind of loans when you're talking about investment properties, right? I mean, you guys have got a really great program for your self-employed investors, and which a lot of them are real estate agents, right? And you've also got a commercial division of your bank, and so Mike, I was talking to one. I can't remember the gentleman that you put me in contact with last summer, but I mean, there's what's called a non-recourse loan. And there's commercial loans that are asset based, and those typically only go up to 60 or 65% LTV, but there's a lot of great options out there. It's so important that you line yourself up with a mortgage guy like Mike, and that has all those different options, not just, we only got a few over here. Mike, you guys at Luminate, there's not much you don't have available to you.
We got a ton of stuff options now, and a lot of outside the box options. So I literally just put a Facebook video out about bank statement programs. Right, I'm working with a gentleman right now who owns a trucking company, and he shows $18,000 of taxable income at the end of the year in his tax return. That's not going to qualify him for anything. Right. But if we switch to a bank statement program where we don't look at tax returns, we look at deposits coming in on the business bank statement side of things, and then we take some deductions and stuff out there because he's got to run a business. So every dollar that comes in isn't straight profit, right? Some of that has to go to expenses. But instead of having $1,200 a month of income we can use, now he's got $55,500 of income we can use to qualify.
Per month?
Per month.
Well, it's a big difference.
A huge difference. Now he qualifies for anything, right?
Exactly.
So we have bank statement programs. We have 1099 programs, which is great for real estate agents because if you get a 1099 in, we get to use 90% of what shows on your 1099.
Wow.
Just right out of the gate,
wow.
Right? So you got a 1099 saying you made $150 a year as a real estate agent, but on your tax return it shows that you're paying taxes on $30,000.
Yep.
We could use 90% of the $150.
Wow, that's so huge.
So
I think as well, the first tip that you said, Jason, I know you weren't implying that this was, the only situation you can, but you made the comment about it. If you're young and you start out in your 20s, you can create, a very impressive real estate portfolio. You don't need to be in your 20s. It can be helpful to start in your 20s, but
sure.
If you're in your 40s and you're sitting on these positions where you have, a great employment, you're sitting on a pile of cash because you've been working your butt off for the last 22, 32, 30, whatever it is, years, you can get in the game of real estate with zero portfolio and have an exceptional one.
Yes.
And a quick turnaround. So.
Yep. Yeah, good point, Marcus. Good point. We're talking about tips for new real estate investors. Number 4 on our list: determine the best area to look for properties. And so, we recommend those first, 1 or 2 or 3 properties that probably want to have them in an area that's relatively close to where you live. I think it's good practice to self-manage those first few properties that you own for a number of reasons. One, to learn the business, and to learn, what is needed from management, so that when you hire a management company someday, you've got some background on that. And it's nice to have properties that are relatively close to you too. And so if you are managing them, you don't have to drive an hour or 2 hours to get to it. As you build that portfolio and you have more assets under, then it makes sense to hire a management company. So, but finding the area, determining the area, and that it has to play into what are your goals? Are you looking for, turnaround? Do you have a quick turnaround where you want to buy properties, renovate, and sell right away? Or is this a buy and hold? So taking a look at, what those goals are will help determine the best areas to look for properties. This is huge. Number 5, guys, talk with other investors about local real estate. And I think I probably get, at least monthly, weekly, at least once a week, I'm getting a text message or a message from a local real estate investor that's, looking for additional properties. But there's, there's I'm not talking about like your typical BNI. Yeah, we'll be doing legal men here, boys. Don't you two worry. You know what?
Even Evan's already. Even Evan's already chasing. Come on.
Number 5.
What are we doing here?
Legal minute. We're going to legal minute. Create a group, and it's like the thing about real estate, like investing in real estate. My belief is there's more business and opportunity than any one person or group could ever do. Right. And so I'm a big believer in collaboration, talking about what works, what doesn't work, and talk with other investors, what's working and not working. We have a huge network of off market homes that we help facilitate the sale of over every year. Right. And so being a part of those groups
or off market apartments.
Off market apartments. My goodness. Absolutely. Off market commercial real estate. And so, talking to other investors and you're, I'm sure there's something your agent can help you put you in contact with those groups as well. We got a few more to go over, but let's do our legal minute. Here we go.
This is Jeff O'Brien, attorney with Hush Blackwell with the U.S. Home Talk Legal Minute. The use of self-directed IRA funds is not without pitfalls. Owners must be aware of the Internal Revenue Service's regulations on IRAs, particularly the self-dealing provisions, as Section 4975 of the Internal Revenue Code imposes a tax on each prohibited transaction. The term prohibited transactions refers to transactions involving a disqualified person, a defined term in the code, and includes any direct or indirect sale or exchange or leasing of any property between a plan and a disqualified person, any lending of money or other extension of credit between a plan and a disqualified person, the furnishing of goods, services, or facilities between a plan and a disqualified person, a transfer to or use by or for the benefit of a disqualified person of the income or assets of a plan, and an act by a disqualified person who is a fiduciary whereby he deals with income or assets of a plan in his own interest or for his own account. Also, receipt of any consideration for his own personal account by any disqualified person who is a fiduciary from any party dealing with the plan in connection with a transaction involving the income or assets of the plan is a prohibited transaction. This is Jeff O'Brien, attorney with Hush Blackwell with the U.S. Home Talk Legal Minute.
I love Jeff O'Brien. He knows what he's doing, but I gotta admit, sometimes these legal minutes, I don't feel like super smart when I'm listening to him. like I'm listening to him and I'm pretty, I'd say that I'm above average intelligence, but sometimes when I listen to these legal minutes, hey, I'm thinking one of two things. Either, damn, Jeff O'Brien is really smart, or, man, I need to work on some things.
I'm really dumb.
I think it's important to stay in your lane, right?
True story. Well said, Marcus. Well said.
If you need legal advice, make sure you align yourself with an exceptional legal counsel, and
Yes.
Jeff O'Brien is going to be a gentleman who can help you out.
All right, folks, U.S. Home Talk here. Be sure to check out our website, ushometalk.com. We do have our real estate hotline number, 24-hour real estate hotline number, 612-234. What's going on here? There's no outro music. What are you doing?
We're done. We're done. The time is we're done. The episode is over.
I'm not done.
Ron Burgundy style.
Not done. Not done. All right. Be sure to check out our website. We're talking about tips for new real estate investors. Number 6 is consider multiple sources for buying properties. Okay, what does that mean? Obviously, we all got access to the MLS, right? I mean, that's the easy one. Everybody has got access to that. But do you have access to off-market properties? Do you have access to networks that are not on the MLS or not all over the internet? We have, I just looked yesterday, our company, Remax Advantage Plus, we have 134 off-market properties available right now. So I think that that's pretty cool. So look at different sources, make sure that, and this is coming down here in a couple, number 8, we got to do number 7 first. So consider multiple sources. That's 6. 7, spend time reading about real estate investing. There's so many good things out there. I mean, there's podcasts, there's videos, there's a lot of really good information about investing in real estate. Make sure it's from a reliable source. You got to be careful. Always be careful of the advice you're taking. Where's it coming from? Because there's a lot of stuff. But there's just the access to information and knowledge when you're talking about real estate and investing in real estate is pretty incredible. Number 8 on our list, Marcus. I mean, this is all about you, buddy. Find a good realtor. to help locate properties. Again, so important that you're working with an experienced real estate agent, experienced in buying and selling investment properties, because it's different, right? You got to know what your individual goal is. If it's just buy as is, rent and hold. Do they have access to off-market deals? Do they have access to investors, real estate sellers and buyers, and what does that network look like? So number 8 on the list is make sure you find a really, really good real estate agent that's experienced in investment properties.
You definitely don't want to drop the ball on your first couple if you're looking to have a successful real estate portfolio. So, and a good team will be able to guide you through that and help you pick out the right ones for you.
Yep, absolutely. Folks, we're talking about tips for new real estate investors. Are you thinking about getting into real estate? You want to buy your first investment property? Maybe you already bought it. Maybe you're living in your home. You need to buy a different home. Maybe you outgrew it. Maybe you're moving to a different area. Maybe that's your first investment property. We can talk about how that works and what that looks like and how we can help you with that as well. Number 9 on our list. This is kind of, we've all heard this before, the 1% rule. Look for returns greater than 1% per month of sale price. What does it mean? If you're buying a $250,000 investment property, that property should have a gross rent of $2,500 a month.
Gross.
So gross. Correct.
Gross
rent of 20. So it's 1%. And that's a good point to point out, Marcus. If you can find anything with a net of 1%, I don't even have to see it. Just let me know. I'll buy it right now today.
Yes.
So that is a heck of a deal. All right, we got one left, and then we'll do the outro music. I know Evan's excited. He's missed us. He hasn't seen us for a couple weeks. So. All right, number 10 on our list, we're talking about tips for new real estate investors. The last one, learn from the best. I'll tell you what, you want to learn about investment properties, make sure you're working with a real estate agent and a mortgage guy that understands it and has experience in it. You really want to know about investment properties, call Todd Rucker. So, I mean, Todd is he's one of the most brilliant financial minds that we all know. I mean, he really is brilliant. He has so much experience in that world. We send people to him all the time. He sends people to us when they need to find those properties. But make sure that you're learning from the best and someone that's got experience and success. So, any last thoughts, gentlemen?
One thing to remember too, your first investment property might be that first house you buy.
Yes.
Right? And you mentioned that, Jason. I'm a first-time home buyer. I go buy my first house. Maybe it's a townhouse. Maybe it's a smaller single family. As your family grows or as your needs change, right, you might decide to keep that house and rent it out and then go buy yourself another house to live in. So duplexes are kind of a great first property too, because not only do you have your living space, you also have your first investment property, which is the unit connected right there. So don't forget that your first property, your first home buy, also might be an investment property as well. And so again, just like any other financial play that you make, any financial advisor is going to say, look, the sooner you can start investing money, right, the more you'll have at the end. Same thing, the sooner you can buy your first home, you got to think of that. It's like an investment for me. You get that investment, right? And now you're building wealth from day one. So,
folks, we do appreciate you tuning in this week. Happy 2026. Happy New Year to everybody. Be sure to check out our website, ushometalk.com. Best way to connect with Mike, myself, Marcus, Evan, all of our fantastic partners. And our real estate hotline number, 24-hour real estate hotline number. Call or text anytime, 612-234-7585. We'll see you guys next week.